Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Good evening, good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Hello, EOS community. We are live finally. Sorry for this little delay, but now we're coming live and direct. How you all doing out there? Thanks for tuning in and waiting a little bit for us. My name is Martin, and I bring you fire. Yes, exactly. It's the hottest and spiciest EOS news weekly for you right here on the EOS Nation YouTube channel. And you will hear for you. We are here for you every Friday at 16 UTC, or a little bit later, like today. However, welcome to our channel. This is the EOS Nation YouTube channel. You will EOS Nation is a block producer on all the on various Antelope chains, and yeah. Today, our topic is EOS and all the good news that are here. I'll go through the topics for today a little bit with you. So we have some big news from the ENF, having a new CTO, Bart Wyatt, in the house, joining as a CTO, the Chief Technical Officer. Then the Trust EVM had a Twitter space and had some introduction to the winners of round 1 of the EVM Hackathon. Then another hackathon, the Ideathon to be precise, released all the pitches in a nice video gallery. We can go through that. Then on the ground, the Zaisan team and the ENF are representing the new EOS in Dubai and Lisbon and some of the biggest blockchain events around the globe. Then the Edenia team, which is like the EOS Costa Rica team, rebranded their toolkit into the Antelope toolkit. So to match with the recent rebrand of the EOS.io stack into Antelope. Then we will hear some tips for writing a Pomelo grant, because season 4 is around the corner. Season 4 of Pomelo will give you chances to get funded for your public good projects. Yeah, the Eden community was working for a while on position paper. We can go through that a little bit. And then we have now written summaries of the coalition calls. The Antelope Coalition is having a weekly call, and now you can also have them in written format. And then last but not least, we have Novacrypto coming in with another Antelope Swiss workshop. So how is everybody doing there? Hey, Catherine. Hey, Miata. Daniel Keys in the house. That's right. Okay, so let's get into it. Bart Wyatt joins the ENF as the CTO. Can I get a woo-woo?
Wow!
That's right.
Wow! All I can say is wow!
Exactly. So Bart Wyatt is an absolute rock star in the Web3 space. He came into the Fireset recently, last Wednesday, and gave a nice introduction for those people who don't know them. He has been like an early contributor to the Antelope stack. Has been working with Block One before, so he's like one of the main contributor to the stack, and is, but has before that even has worked for his own gaming company. He has been part of NFT 42, where he has been in the last NFT summer of 21, pushed a lot of really groundbreaking NFT projects, and yeah, an amazing contribution to the ENF team. Definitely tune into the last Fireside chat, where you get to know him a little bit better, and where he gave some insights on how EOS can be positioned, or where he sees EOS being positioned with the software and with the reputation, with all these developments, with this comeback story that we are writing all together, how he sees this. So it's really highly recommended to check out the Fireset, and stay tuned. We might publish a clip for this on the EOS Network YouTube channel. So for sure, Yves Larose also welcomed Bart. Bart is a unicorn. Absolutely, I agree with this. Check out his Twitter, Wandering Board. You will hear more about this. And also the general crypto media, like Yahoo Finance, picked up on this. Yeah, great to see the ENF continuing to hire really high quality talent, and not just talent, really some rock stars from the Web3 space. We saw, and Bart Wyatt is just you know, he's like one of the highlights. But if you look at it here, Zach Gall from the ENF shared like an interesting nugget here that EOS has now 6 of the top 7 contributors of all time of the Antelope Leap repository. They are working either for the ENF or for the OCI, who was contracted by the ENF earlier this year to continue to work on the Antelope software stack. Here you can see the GitHub, and all these like top contributors right here are working right now, are back on working on the Antelope stack, previously known as the EOS.io stack. And you can see here, we had this like little gap here between like 2021 and the early of 2022. And now we see the activity picking up again and bringing all these nice, amazing new features, which are discussed on the Leap upgrade calls and the Antelope Coalition calls. We go into that a little bit later. So to get to the next topic, and can I get a woohoo? Yeah, be trustee. Everybody get a woo-woo for Bart. We'll hear way more about him. He confirmed already that he might join the fireside chats more often. And I think, yeah, really great addition to the ENF team. Awesome. So the next topic is more about like all the new and young developer talent or like builders in the space that want to join our ecosystem. So therefore, we have a bunch of hackathon actually in the last months, and we have in round 1 of the Trust EVM hackathon, which focused on GameFi, the round 1 winners who will make it to the next one. And they were all joining a Twitter space where they were introduced. You can find the link to this Twitter space in the show notes, as also the previous news about Bart, if you want to get to know more about him. So here's the Twitter space. It was a nice conversation, about 1 hour long. And before leading up to this event, we saw all the different projects that made it into the last round introduced, and we can take a look at them. So here we see Motodex, and Motodex is a blockchain game which the players can, as you can see here, participate in little motorcycle games. It looks super cute. You can have different tracks, like in the one in Abu Dhabi. You can upgrade your avatars, your drivers, and you can collect health capsules. So, you know, when you have a crash or anything, you can, you know, fix your bike while you're driving, apparently, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but this looks like a lot of fun. To go a little bit deeper, like we can check out already OpenByC. That's the company who is behind Motodex. Probably there will be some other games coming out soon. But yeah, this is like just one of the winners, and I'm really excited to play this on the Trust EVM soon. So looking into the next game that made it to the last round, we have Owlando OFCL. So that's basically a Web3 version of Roblox, where like you can have user-generated content, you can play and trade and socialize around in this metaverse. And the cool thing that is in there as well, you can start renting out your stuff. For this, they use the ERC 4907 protocol. So that's pretty cool, where you can build your stuff out and then rent it maybe for an event or anything like this. Again, like they have some cool gameplay right here. We can take a look at this. UGC Media seems like this. This is how the Owlando metaverse looks. And as you can see there, you start probably like just setting up a couple of things, and then you start evolving into like a whole world and have your mushroom garden or whatever you want to build. So pretty cool stuff there. And next up, we have the Fabwelt token, or the Fabwelt team have introduced Arsenal. And Arsenal is a 3D first-person shooter multiplayer game, which integrates NFTs. So NFTs, you can think about like some whatever, some weapons. It's a shooting game, right? Or some armory, some armor, or whatever it is. You know, we know these things. We know these things from you know bunch of games actually. But yeah, there are different game modes. They're free for all, deathmatch, capture the flag, and elimination. And here again, we can take a little deeper look. Oh no, there's some advertising. Anyway, all the links you have down there, and you can learn a bit more about these games. Check them out and get excited about when they launch on the EVM. So we have some nice GameFi action on, in our ecosystem. Last but not least, we have the Wake. The Wake is a little bit like a Diablo style, like a multiplayer role-playing game, MMORPG. That's what it's called. And it's also like a metaverse. So you can probably own some things in there. It looks pretty well done. You can check out the website right here. They're aiming to be a AAA game. So having games like this with ambitions like this running on Trust EVM shows, that they are trusting the Trust EVM performance. Whoa, this looks pretty neat. Yeah, amazing graphics right here. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, can't be long. The Trust EVM testnet is about to launch in a couple of weeks, I suppose. And some of the games might go already live on the testnet, so you can test them out before the Trust EVM mainnet is about to launch in the next year, Q1 2023, I suppose. So yeah, moving on. That was not the only hackathon we had going on. The Helios team was running the Ideathon, and the difference here is that you didn't really need to know how to code. You could basically participate with just having an idea. And this attracted really a bunch of people when the final numbers were like 656 participants and a total of 187, 78. 87, 78, 178, 178. Yeah, 178. That's right. And you can find all these in the gallery. So all these teams basically handed in their pitch, and in the gallery you find each of them. Currently, the Helios team is going through all these videos to prepare for the final round, which is going to be like a Shark Tank style pitch session for all the who made it in the final rounds. You can go right now and look at all the submissions, and maybe there's something that is your favorite, or something an idea that you want to help working on, or you can get in touch. You see like the team's information right here, concept. There's a lot of information about all the people that had ideas or started working on some interesting stuff. Yeah, but what I'm really excited about is the final ceremony. As I just hinted at, like it's just a few days left until we see, like 9 days left until all these from these 178 grants, the creme de la creme will present through this like hardcore team of judges in a Shark Tank style. So the heat is on, I guess. We have a great set of judges. We have Yves Rose from the ENF. You have Zach Gall from the ENF, Nathan James, Dev Relations from the ENF, Darren Swords from the UX Network, Matias Romero, EOS Argentina, and also very much involved into everything that concerns EVMs. And then Ben Sigmund coming in, who did also a great workshop on basically, he did the first workshop on basically how do you have an idea and how do you turn an idea into a product. So kudos to the whole Helios team. They did an awesome job documenting all these workshops, bringing together so many teams, and yeah, basically hit the bell here in 9 days. So this is going to be like I think a firework of creative ideas of what we can do in these different categories. So there are different categories as you can see here, and we will have winners in each of these categories. Yeah, it's super important for our ecosystem to attract new talent. A new generation of developers are just learning about the possibilities of NFTs and Web3 and blockchain. So having these ideathons is really something that, at the very core, it attracts the talent and brings new people in to have more activity in the overall space. So kudos, and I'm very excited about this final here. So how is everybody doing out there? Lisa is there. Hey, Lisa, be trustee as always. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'm doing my best to answer them, but first I'm going to take a quick sip of water and shout out to everybody joining here. If you want to win some nice NFT prizes, every week we do like a party cracker giveaway with the help of the great team at Bounty Block. So all you need to do is basically go to the last tweet on EOS Nation where we promote the hot sauce and help us retweet and then sign up here on the Bounty Block contest, the EOS Nation channel of the Bounty Block tool. And you win some party crackers. Exactly. Party crackers are great NFT that basically you can open it up and then you have a surprise. We have great contributions from all the NFT artists in the EOS ecosystem. And yeah, you never know, there might be some nice gem in there. So moving on, you know, the Zaisan team, as we can see here, they are really around the world right now. The ENF was in Singapore before. We had Eve being in Korea. The Zaisan team is doing a lot of events currently in Europe. We try to cover them all. Here we see them at Lisbon, and it seems like the Trust EVM team was joining them as well. Here we see a tweet from Trust EVM. Its team itself, it was like 70,000 people in Lisbon, Portugal, attending the Web Summit there. And it's great to see, you know, the ENF, the new EOS, being represented there. And yeah, 1 week before, we saw Red and the Zaisan team being in Dubai, which is also like pretty huge. I'm not sure how about the numbers, but it's one of the largest conferences in the world. And he did a great interview with the people from Altcoin Daily. And Altcoin Daily is really huge. They have 1.2 million subscribers on YouTube. And basically Red gave them an update about like this comeback story that we're working on, and it was really nice to see the people from Altcoin Daily being curious about like, hey, so I heard about EOS and I know that they raised a bunch of money back in 2018, like 4 billion, and then you know we haven't heard about much anymore. And Red gave a really good like 10 minutes introductions. He talked about all the basically advantages that we're having with the Antelope stack, and how he sees EOS like working with the whole community, basically with everybody watching right now, probably bringing EOS back and really like showing the world that a community-led blockchain is super powerful. So kudos to Red, great interview, and hope to see more EOS news on Altcoin Daily. Here we have Myra Wang, who's working in Asia with the team, sharing some nice pictures from the Web Summit in Lisbon. Really cool to see all these people being together here. It seems like they have good vibes there. We see Sudeep there, a bunch of people from the Zaisan team. Here, Nathan James giving a speech in front of like 70,000 people. No big deal. That's what I want to hear. Great stuff. I'm super excited for his dev portal coming up soon. So Nathan James, developer relations, doing great jobs, even in at these large conferences. So awesome stuff. And talking about like tools and developer relations, one toolkit for everything Antelope was just released by the Edenia team. The Edenia team was previously, they're still running as a block producer as EOS Costa Rica, but the actual name was always Edenia, and since a while they're taking care of all the software and support the maintenance of the Eden code. And another project that was actually funded by Pomelo, which we're going to touch upon shortly, is the Antelope toolkit, Antelope Tools. Previously, this was EOS.io dashboard. Now it's rebranded to Antelope Tools. It's like a lot of tools. It's a blockchain network monitor. It's open source and looks pretty nice. Here's the EOS view, but you can basically see here all the different Antelope chains. Yeah, it's pretty nice. They have a new feature with the rebrand came, which is the node health check, which is kind of important to, we're in a DPoS chain. So you vote for nodes, you vote for block producers. So it's kind of good to know if they're healthy or not, because, you don't want to vote for unhealthy nodes. I'm not sure. I don't want that. So yeah, kudos to the Edenia team. And if you also have an idea for a public good, like the Edenia team did, for building this nice portal, check out Pomelo. And if you know Pomelo, you're probably writing a grant right now, because in just a little bit less than 2 weeks, season 4 goes live, and you can submit your grant. And in order to have a successful grant and be clear and direct and get approved as soon as possible, we just released, the Pomelo team just released a very nice step-by-step guide on what to do when you write a grant. So even if you have already written your grant, or basically relaunch your grant again, just go through these points. It's really great to think about before you write even. So what is the public good? Doesn't even make sense to pitch this on Pomelo. How do I work it out? How do I really focus in my grant on the public good? You might have a product, an idea for a product, and then you just need to define the public good in there to get funding for building this building block in your product. So you get basically a kickstart to get some funding for this. You just need to open source this one component then. So here are some tips for really before you're writing, what you need to focus on. Then while you're writing, I really like this gift, don't panic. And yeah, while you're writing, there are a lot of tips about what is your solution basically. Who are the people that benefiting on this? Who's your target group? All these kind of things, all these questions that are defined here will really help you shape out a nice grant. Then revise it after revising it. I won't go through all these things right here. Have it proofread, edit it, and format is important. Make it nice to read. And then also get it translated. That's something that is pretty welcome, because Pomelo has users from Korea, from China, and we are leading with the example to have all our articles, all our content translated into Korean and Chinese. I heard on the last fireside chat that the EOSBs might be helpful in getting your grants translated. And yeah, definitely, if you have any questions regarding Pomelo, join the Telegram channel, the Pomelo Grant Telegram channel. There's especially leading up for the season to launch, there are a lot of people that can help you. A lot of people have already since 4 seasons experience with Pomelo. It's very helpful and collaborative atmosphere there. $300,000 up for grabs. Highly recommended to check this out if you have an idea for public good on Pomelo, or if you want to donate. Yeah, that's basically it. This time, no news about NFTs, but the NFTs are still going on. I hope you all are minting some nice robots to build later your moon base. We will hear more about this next week, for sure. So moving on, the Eden community, in a series of workshops or sessions, Gabriel Shaw from the Helios team basically collected all the inspirations and talking points, how the Eden community is kind of seeing itself. The Eden community was started by Delarma, who then moved to another project, but a lot of people continue to be passionate about the political playoff system. And it's great to see continuously people working together to bring leadership into EOS, work on projects. We see people like Edenia came back into the community and basically started helping out maintaining the code. We had people from Edenia also being elected as a chief delegate. But anyway, in this paper, you will see basically how traditional organizations, what kind of problems they run into, how Eden can help, how a structure like this can help. It gives a nice overview, and it's actually a work in progress. So nothing is written in stone. EOS, everything Web3 basically is a work in progress, and the Eden community is really thinking about how we can improve governance, organization, leadership. How can we rebuild a couple of these structures. And yeah, highly recommended. And as I said, work in progress. If there's something that you don't like or that you can write better, get in touch with the Eden community, join the next election or join the Eden Fractal. We get into these dates, weekly dates in the community events a little bit later. But if you just want to read it, check it out. It's in the linked in the show notes. The Eden Chief Delegates going actually live with their next meeting number 4 in just 2 hours. So there you can also learn like really the hottest stuff that they discuss there. Probably they're going to also talk about the positioning paper, and you can ask them things in the chats. All right. So hi everybody in the chat. See you still alive there. Can we see how one Polycracker NFT looks like? Next time. That's a good idea though. I should open them actually live on the show. Lisa, this is so much info. We need to know. Yeah, it's a lot of info. I know. It's really hard to keep it short and concise. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, we have even more info. The Antelope Coalition, as I said earlier, they have weekly calls. The Antelope Coalition is like not just EOS, it's WAX, it's the UX network, and it's Telos. And they came together to basically push this whole stack that was previously EOS.io. And these 4 blockchains came together to create the coalition, and they're meeting weekly. And they discuss a lot how they want to improve the software stack that they all these blockchains, different blockchains are running on. It's a weekly call. It's usually about like 1 hour. But if you don't have the time to watch the full show, the ENF is now on their blog releasing these also in written format, and we see that they're talked about ledger support and Trezor support, adding new chains to the coalition. You know, there are way more chains than those 4 that are running on the software stack. How would this work? The reprioritization of top items for the coalition. So what is it that they want to focus on for the next meetings and the next milestones? Secure smart contract library, basically like building blocks that are already tested, so developers can use them to build out their products and don't need to do everything from scratch, basically like Lego blocks that are already secure because they're tested due to the open source nature. Yeah, a lot of other things. Again, highly recommend to read this. The good thing about written content is that, again, it can be translated easily. So the EOS Network Foundation might release these also in Chinese and Korean. So these communities can faster and easier catch up with the development of the Antelope Coalition. We might also see these, the LEAP upgrade calls also being summarized and translated. So it's pretty cool to see this. Highly recommended to read it if you want to be up to date. All right. So last but not least, shout out to Novacrypto doing another one of his EOS Swiss workshops. No, Antelope Swiss workshops. What have I done? Antelope, we rebranded to Antelope. Here's still some EOS stuff on the flyer. I got to let him give him a shout out for all these kind of things. With the special HooFi workshop, he looked a little bit into the HooFi tools and in what kind of what are their progress. They're pretty active in South America, some parts in Africa as well. Shout out to Novacrypto, Patrick, doing a lot of these videos actually. This is a special HooFi workshop. He does a lot of interviews regularly, which you can see here on the Novacrypto Ltd YouTube channel, also linked in the show notes. So, and that brings us to some breaking news from they just came in shortly. The Defibox Vault protocol is ready to launch, and it has a lot of new features and chances to get rewards, DeFi rewards, due to Yield Plus. And we really can see that all these like DeFi initiatives that the ENF is pushing and Yield Plus is pushing is bringing new life into DeFi 3.0 on EOS. So great stuff. Definitely check out the Defibox official Twitter. I just broke that you have now 5% on EOS that you just lent them. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's it from me so far with the topics. I hope everybody's there. Right after this, in 25 minutes, we have the Helios Futurist series. No, the Helios Twitter Spaces on the Helios Twitter right after this. So if you want to hear more stuff about what's going on in EOS and Antelope, that's highly recommended to check it out. Sundays we have the Eden Town Hall. Then we have the Eden Fractal every Wednesday, the Helios Futurist series every Wednesday, 14 UTC, right after the Fractal meeting on Twitter Spaces. We have the Fireside Chat, where we hear a lot of great stuff on the EOS community Discord. There you can really engage with the community. It's an open mic session. A lot of like leaders in the space and also builders in the space give updates there. It's always a nice conversation. On Thursdays, it's the EOS support giveaway show. There you can earn some prizes and learn more about EOS. And then next Friday, again, we have the hot sauce, what you're watching right now. All these dates and also links to the channels, to a lot of news that we discussed here, you find on the eosnetwork.com blog in the Everything EOS weekly report. It's a weekly report where you have in written format all the news of EOS in 1 week and all the community events. So with that said, I hope everybody is doing all right out there. Have a nice weekend and go EOS!